another recap of UFC Vegas 118 Bonfim versus Muhammad. Way back with another recap of a trip to the Apex as our final card before the White House. That was pretty fucking good, actually, to be honest with you. I think this card has a strong contender for card of the year so far. I really enjoyed it. Out of 12 fights on this card, I can only call 2 bad. I think the rest were very, very good, or just okay at worst. 6 first round finishes, a lot of fun fights, but before those finishes were the fights that were decisions. I thought this card was really good, really strong, really entertaining, and not too surprised by that, because I did say this card was a little bit better than people were giving it a chance to be, but I thought this card even over-delivered what I thought it could be at best, and again, I think it had a strong debate to be best card of the year so far. Just quality and consistency-wise, I thought it was great, so and I'm looking forward to recapping it, which is really rare to say for an Apex card. A lot of first round finishes, so who knows how long the recap will actually be, but what I do know is let's enjoy it. A really good Apex card, which let's not get used to that, and yeah, I enjoyed it so more than I even thought I would, and yeah, I got very little bad to say about this card, which, you know me, that's fucking rare. So yeah, let's get into it, man. I got very, very small issues with this card. Anything else I have with this card is positive, and what more can I say there? So let's get into it. Last thing to say before we do is, of course, the normal YouTube bullshit of please like, comment, and subscribe. And yeah, last time we're going to say something else. I think I hit the 2 main points of the card and YouTube bullshit, so I believe that only leaves one thing and one thing only, that being recapping it. So 12 fights from the Apex, very good card. Our last one before the base card will time next week. I enjoyed it. I'm ready to recap it. If you are, why wasting more time? Well, let's get into it. UFC Vegas 118 recap. Begin. Everyone made weight and the card stayed the same, so we begin the same way as we did in the breakdown with the first fight of the night. A fight that was shockingly better than expected, maybe one of, if not the highlight of the night in terms of a finish. We had our opening fight of the night that shockingly did not go 15 minutes. Maybe had in the strawweight division to kick us off with a shocking bang. Ketlin Souza versus Ariane Carnelossi. Yeah, I was definitely not expecting a finish here. Like I said in the breakdown, I thought this was for sure going 15, but clearly I don't know shit, so after about a minute of about nothing too impactful happened until Ketlin landed a big right hand that stunned Carnelossi, sent her down to kind of on her knees to get up, and that ended with Ketlin kicking her in the face with her left foot, sending her back, and getting this knockout win. Could you have let it continue? Probably, but the less of this fight the better. And yeah, hell of a way to start the card with a quick finish by 2 fighters who I did not think would leave this cage before a decision. I'm very happy with the outcome here, and this was a great finish. 100% deserved a bonus. Don't know why Souza did not get one. And yeah, hell of a way to start the card. Pretty much just nothing happened until that knockout, and a good knockout that it was. So not really much to say there. A 94-second fight that nothing happened until the ending sequence, and what more can you really say there? So, good quick beginning to a card. This is a type of beginning to a card that you love to see. Gets the crowd going, gets you hyped, and get to see some violence early on the card, so can't complain there. We'll never complain about that. And good start to the card, leaving very little more to say about the fight, so there you go. To talk about the fighters, beginning with the winner here, Ketlin Souza, who is now 4-3 in the UFC. Good win here, her most impressive win since the Yadin Haragi win, and I think we're starting to see with Ketlin that she has really good power, but not really great skill. She's not a great fighter, but she has good power in her hands, weirdly. Really good power, especially in her right hand. And, yeah, when she can land, or actually tries to, she has some good power, but again, I think skill-wise, she's just kind of not there, but who needs skill when you have good power? So good for her. Good knockout here. Good win, getting revenge on Carlos, who beat her before the UFC. And yeah, good on Ketlin, man. She would've got a bonus here, like I said. Kind of got robbed in that regard. And yeah, good win for her here. Good win for her here. Great finish. And great way to kick off the card, better than I expected. And then for the loser here, like always when she is fighting, the loser is Ariane Cornelossi, who now falls to 3-4 in UFC, really 2-5, because she did not beat Pierre Rodriguez, so really she lost 4 in a row. And yeah, time might just be time for her. She is just shit. What do you really want me to say? She's a terrible fighter, and I think she could easily be the worst strawweight on the roster. I think Shauna Bannon's better, truly, so Carnelossi just sucks. I don't know another way to fucking put it. Should have lost 4 in a row at this point, and we'll see if time is time for her in the UFC. 33, gonna be 34 soon, has shown fuck all in terms of skill, hasn't actually won a fight since 2021. What can you really say here outside of she's just terrible? So, should she get cut? Yeah, would she get cut? I have my doubts, but hopefully the UFC comes to their senses and finally gets fucking rid of her, cause she sucks. So, what more can you really say there? So, pretty simple, just a terrible fucking fighter. With that being said, and for the first of many times on this card, I ask, lastly, who should they fight next? For the winner here, Ketlin Souza, I feel like the fight that probably makes the most sense is someone who is coming off a loss, but they gave a bullshit decision. I think Talita Alencar would make a lot of sense here. Both coming off wins. Well, supposedly Alencar is coming off a win. Never fought before. Book it, why not? I just don't really see many other options for Ketlin that ain't a step backwards to like Shi Ming. Stephanie Luciano doesn't really make a lot of sense for her. So yeah, I think Alencar would make sense. A winner could probably get a top 15 opportunity, and it would be an interesting stylistic matchup. So yeah, why not book it? Alencar Souza. That is an Apex prelim if I've ever fucking seen one, so book it, why not? And not really much to say here, so there you go. A pretty basic first fight idea. And there you go with that. Again, as for Cornelossi, I think getting cut would be the most logical move, but we'll see if they give her one more chance for whatever fucking reason, I don't know. But yeah, she's just terrible, so what can you really say is there? Would very hope to never talk about Ariane Cornelossi again, but I have my doubts. But yeah, that being said, not really too much else to be said here. Again, 94-second fight. Great beginning to the card, great finish, great performance by Ketlin, who should have got a bonus. And yeah, she still has really good power, just, again, kind of debatable skill, but what can you do there? And yeah, simple. Good win for Kevin here. Who should she fight next after this? I think her and Talita Alencar would make a lot of sense. Winner probably can get top 15 shot, and so yeah, that's an Apex prelim if I've ever seen one, so book it. Pretty simple. And yeah, not very much else to say there. Again, fun being to the card, one again unexpected at that, and can't complain about a nice head kick knockout to be in a card, so good start. Can't say anything bad about this fight outside Carlos. He's awful, and not very much else to say there, so good start to the card by Kevin Souza, who weirdly has good power for strawweight. And let's see if he can use that against Talita Alencar next, because that should be her next fight, so there you go. And then after that, we move up 10 pounds to the women's flyweight division for our second fight of the night and our first of a few decisions on this card. This one not the worst of them by any means. I would say out of the decisions on this card, this would probably be the second worst, just because the other ones were very good. But this will, again, second worst ain't a bad thing, and I think it would be the third worst fight on the card overall. And we had our second fight of the night in the women's flyweight division. A pretty okay fight here, not spectacular, but, you know, watchable, not some good moments in it. As we had in our second fight of the night at women's flyweight, our only debut of the night, and one of our only undefeated fighters on the card, who kept their own debut at flyweight between Jesla Chavez versus UNC Dubin. Yeah, kind of everything I pointed out about this fight beforehand happened perfectly. Dubin is too small for flyweight and got outclassed here for the first 10 minutes. On the feet, she was a step behind. On the ground, she got beat. Easy first 2 rounds of Chavez, and then round 3, Dubin actually did take over. She had better cardio down the stretch, taking round 3, but it would be too little too late, and Chavez would get to 29-28 decision, as she should. Was a split for some reason, fuck if I know why. And yeah, let's call out the idiot. Tony Weeks, no shocker, he's an idiot, and Chavez clearly won this fight 29-28, and happy she got the nod here, so pretty self-explanatory there. Not a great fight, but kind of a fight where you could just see two very, very green fighters who are probably not UFC ready at the moment, but at least they're fighting each other. Kind of look like an Ultimate Fighter fight more than anything. Just two, again, inexperienced fighters having a very okay fight. And, yeah, not terrible. Again, I think there was 1 or 2 fights much worse on this card. But, yeah, this was fine. Striking exchanges were alright. Grappling kind of slowed down the fight a good amount, but, you know, wasn't the worst in the world. And, yeah, not a terrible low-level fight. I've seen much worse. And, yeah, fine decision here. So, not really much I can say there. And, yeah, pretty fine low-level fight for two fighters who definitely need as much experience as they can get, so what more can really say there? To talk about the winner here first, being the, well, shouldn't be undefeated, but I guess necessarily is the winner here in the debut, Jesla Chavez. Moving to 7-0, even though she should be 6-1, now 1-0 in UFC, and yeah, she definitely needed an opponent like Dubin, because I don't think she could do very well against many other opponents. She's not awful, but god, does she need to start getting better ASAP, because yeah, she is green as fuck. Her cardio's not good, and again, just needs some time in the cage experience to get better, so Do I think she's gonna turn into some great prospect? No, but I don't think she's a tomato can either. I think her ceiling is probably like, let's say, what, she's 29 right now, and within the, like, 4 or 5 years, I could see her being, like, 4-2, 5-2, something like that. Like, she can get a few wins, but they're not going to be great ones. They're not going to be against high-level competition, because we're talking about a fight in a minute. I don't know who she can really beat in this division outside of, like, Dubin and Juliana Miller, so we'll see. Chavez needs some fucking time to improve big time, and with how shallow flyweight is, unless they bring in more people who just suck, Chavez is bringing it thrown into the fish tank real quickly, and we'll see if she can sink or swim with higher talent. So time will tell. Time will very much tell with Chavez. As for the undersized opponent here, who did come up short, pun not intended, but that was kind of funny, UNC Dubin, who now falls to 6-2-1 in her career, and yeah, again, everything I said before the fight stands true. Why is she not at strawweight? She's 5'4". Like, I'm not saying she would even do great at strawweight if she did move down, but she could do better. She'd have a better chance of winning. She could beat a Shauna Bannon or fucking Oriani Cornelossi. At flyweight A, I think everyone in the division's better than her. Even Juliana Miller might be just bigger enough to beat her. And second, she's just not that great. Her striking is Grappling ain't phenomenal. Cardio looks alright. So this first time we've seen her go in deep into a fight, her cardio looked fine. But she needs to get to flyweight. If her next fight is or she needs to get to strawweight, get out of flyweight. If her next fight is at flyweight again, she'll probably be out the UFC by the time that fight's over, and she loses again, so good luck to her. Hopefully she makes the right decision. I don't think a strawweight cut would be bad for her, because again, she's 5'4". So hopefully she does the smart thing to try and save her career, but she tried to fight at flyweight again. Good luck. She didn't look awful here, but she was undersized and outskilled for the first 10 minutes, and got some much needed time in the cage, but a loss is another loss, and now her seat is going to be very warm into her third fight in the UFC, so see if she can go down to strawweight and try and save her career. With that being said, the only thing left to be said here is, who should they fight next? Usually I don't give fight ideas for debutantes, but in a female weight class that she is a bit easier because there are so few fighters, I think especially women's flyweight, which does not have a lot of talent. So who does Chavez fight next? You got options, but you already gotta factor in how likely is it that she gets beat. Blade and Karascada would beat her. Judice would rip her in half. Horth and Aldridge would beat her. I think Aldridge is ranked. I think the best option would probably be Melissa Gatto, who would beat Chavez more than likely, but could get upset because she sometimes doesn't perform at her best, so that would probably be your best options, Chavez and Gatto. That's, I think, may not, because I do think Gatto might be better than a Bleda and a Karascada, but Gatto is a little bit inconsistent, did not look amazing against Barbosa, even though she did get robbed. And I think that would probably be the path of least resistance for Chavez if they're going to try and make her a thing in the division, and they want her to try and get some more time under her belt against fighters she maybe could beat. So yeah, I'd probably say Gatto and Chavez would make the most sense next, so book it, I guess. Probably be a decent fight. They're not scared to throw down, and I think could be interesting, so book it, why not? So would be a good win for Chavez and a good bounce back for Gatto, so kind of a win-win either way. And yeah, there you go. Not really too much else to say there. Again, for Dubin, go to strawweight, please. If she does, I think a fight against like a Shauna Bannon would be ideal. But if she stays at flyweight, good luck. She's probably gonna be fighting like a Karasketa or something, and she has no chance. Unless they bring Demopoulos back, and I might pick Demopoulos to beat Dubin. I have my doubts about Dubin staying in the UFC much longer, so there you go. But yeah, not really much else to say there. Again, for Chavez, fine debut win, showed some issues, but not a terrible fighter, and just needs to improve a good amount before she is even close to considered a prospect. I still think Sofia Montenegro is better, and she won that fight, so what does that tell you? But, yeah, Chavez needs more time in the oven to get better, so if she doesn't get better, then we are gonna see that disappear real quickly in the UFC, probably against Gatto if they do that fight next, so we'll see. And that is the fight idea, Chavez and Melissa Gatto. Again, makes sense and be a decent fight, so do it. Not really much else to say there, so fine fight. Again, not the worst fight on the card by any means, and not really too much to say here, so Dubin needs to get to strawweight, and Chavez needs to get better. See which one happens first, and good debut win for Chavez. And then after that, we go to our third fight of the night, moving up all the way to featherweight and going to the male side of things. And our third fight of the night, our first male fight of the night, and our first of 3 submissions back to back to back. We had our third fight of the night, my first L of the night, great call, dickhead. And that featherweight first male fight of the night began us with Joe Anderson Brito versus Jordan Levitt. Well, as good as Jordan Levitt still sucks at featherweight. Yeah, not really too much to describe here in this fight. Levitt tried to glue himself to Brito and failed. Did get him down a little bit, but didn't do too much. Eventually Brito was able to get up and start stuffing takedowns, making Levitt shoot bad takedowns, give up his neck, got front choke, ninja choke, whatever you want to call it, and tapped. So, good job, Levitt, you fucking idiot. And, yeah, what can I say there? So, yeah, pretty basic fight. Neither guy's leaving this fight with a fucking scratch on him, and, yeah, it's the most Jordan Levitt loss possible. He always finds a way to get submitted if he's losing, so there you go. Not really too much to say there, so there you go. To talk about the winner here first, back in the win column, impressively enough, Joe Anderson Brito. Now moving to 7-3 in the UFC, getting his first finish in a while, and his first good win in a while. Isaac Thompson was definitely not it, and yeah, Brito looked fine here against a guy who really can only threat him with takedowns. Besides that, he had really nothing to worry about, and he was able to get the win here, so back on a winning streak. He ain't gonna be much at featherweight. I still don't think he's going to do much, but we'll see. Maybe this is time for him to make that run again toward the top 15 or whatever, but time will tell, so not really much I can say here, and yeah, let's see what happens with Brito next. So took no damage here. Probably get back in there in a month or so and see if he does. So not much to say there. And then for the loser here, taking his first loss at 145, Jordan Levitt, a man who loves to get submitted as much as he likes to give submissions. And, yeah, got submitted again here. And at this point, it's very obvious he's not gonna change. He's gonna keep doing this song and dance in the UFC forever. And that's kinda just that with Levitt at this point, so what can you really say there? He's not going to get better at striking. He's not going to get better at it really much in grappling outside of just being a really decent grappler if he can get you there. If not, he's fucked. And he has shitty submission defense, so what am I really meant to say here? So he can still beat a lot of guys, just 'cause a lot of guys don't know how the fucking grappling works. But overall, he's just one-dimensional and easily beatable. So at lightweight, featherweight, no different. He's the same Jordan Levitt we've seen for how long now? For 6 years in the UFC, so pretty simple. And with that being said, the only thing left to be said here is, who should I fight next? For Joe Anderson, Brito. The best fight I could find for him was not maybe the flashiest name, but a fine enough fight nonetheless. Why not him and Jamal Emmers? Both are on 2-fight winning streaks. Never fought before. Interesting stylistic matchup. Why not Brito, Emmers? Again, why not? Yeah, pretty simple idea there. Not really a fight I'm going to try and hype up, because I don't know how good it would be, but yeah, not be, and probably be a hard fight to predict, so book it. Simple. And with that being said, not really too much more to be said here, again, for Jordan Levitt. Well, he'll probably win his next fight, because he'll get someone much lower on the totem pole, but then he'll get a win or two, get a fight up, and find a way to get submitted again, so kinds of self-explanatory there, and yeah, what more can you really say here? So for Brito, good win, first one in a while, and see where he goes from here. So who I think he should fight next, I think him and Jamal Emmers be a fine enough fight. I would see no reason not to do that fight, and yeah, not really much to say here, so fine win for Brito, fine finish, see if he can get another one before maybe making a case for a higher level opponent towards the rankings or whatever, and yeah, fine submission here, so Jordan Levitt's gonna Jordan Levitt and find a way to get submitted, and Brito is going to try and make one more run for the rankings, so see if he can do that. Looked fine trying here, and let's see what he can do against Jamal Emmers if that's the next fight. And then after that we get to our final female fight of the card, and one that was, as I predicted, not gonna go 15 minutes, and it definitely did not. Did not go 5 minutes, in fact. As we go to women's bantamweight for a loser gets cut to fight that. Well, we got our answer who's getting cut in our 5th fight of the night in the women's bantamweight division. A rare Chandler win in the UFC between Chelsea Chandler versus Priscilla Cachoeira. Oh my god, a Chandler won a fight in the UFC. That's a fucking miracle, ain't it? Well, don't worry, Michael ain't gonna change fortunes next week, but yeah, Chelsea got a win here. Now she has more wins than Michael Chandler, which is fucking hilarious. But, yeah, what can I really say here? They were striking very sloppily. Eventually, Chandler clipped Cachoeira, sent her down, and the second it was on the ground, Chandler dominated, eventually locking up an armbar and getting the tap. Pretty simple, basic there. Normal Cachoeira way of losing, and what more can you really say there? So good for Chandler getting her last name a rare win in the UFC. So there you go. With that being said, not very much else to say about the fight. Let's talk about fighters. Beginning with the winner here, Chelsea Chandler, being the only Chandler to win over this next week. getting a win here, moving to 3-3 in the UFC now, winning by every way, a knockout, a submission, and decision. Good job. Back in the win column for the first time in 2 years, and good for her, man. What can I say? Saving her job, getting Cash Wader off the roster. Those are two pretty good fucking things, and yeah, good for her, man. What more can I really say there? Still don't know how good of a fighter she is, even though she did look better here, and she looked more like a bantamweight here, and physically, she didn't look like a featherweight fighting at bantamweight, draining herself to make weight, and she actually showed a little bit of striking here, which is maybe the most surprising of all, so good for her, good win, good saving of her job in the UFC, and see where she goes from here, so not much to say there. As for the loser here, and definitely the first name on the chopping block for sure for this card, Priscilla Cash Wader. I'm so happy this is the last time I have to talk about her. Now 5-9 in the UFC over 8 years, 1-5 in her last, or 1-5 in her last 6, and yeah, it's time to cut her. 3 losses in a row. Fucking losing a lot more than she's winning. What do I need to say? She's 37, almost 38. Cut her. Long overdue, to be honest, but yeah, cut her. She just sucks. I don't know what you want me to say. She doesn't block punches, and 9 times out of 10 she's gonna lose. So, cut her. Good riddance. Long overdue. Bye bye, bitch. There you go. With that being said, the only thing left to be said here again is, who should they fight next? For the winner here, keeping her job, Chelsea Chandler. Well, if you think flyweight was fucking shallow, let's look at fucking bantamweight. Who could she fight here? So you kinda gotta determine, will the UFC feed her to someone they want to win, like Piera or Lesniakova, or they give her someone she can actually beat. The list of fighters she can actually beat is slim and fucking almost none, but if they are gonna go with the second one, which I think they probably will, I think Tianara Lisboa would make the most sense. It's a super winnable fight for Chandler. They could get Lisboa out to UFC with another loss, and why not book it? So, if outside of that, yeah, you could do Lesniakova, Chandler's gonna lose. Piera, Chandler's gonna lose. Cornell's ranked. Saigula, maybe Chandler could win, but I doubt it. Croden would for sure beat her. So, I think Lisboa probably makes most sense. Again, you can give her one more loss to finally get rid of Lisboa, and yeah, I see no reason not to do that, so book it. Don't see any reason not to. Again, get Chandler another win if they want to build her up a bit more, with maybe an even easier win than Cash Wader, to be honest. And yeah, book it, why not? So, not really much else to say there. And yeah, simple. With that being said, not really much more to be said there. Again, for Cash Wader, get cut, long overdue, bye bye. And yeah, simple there. And for Chandler, again, saving her job in UFC, getting her first win in a while, and we'll see where she goes from here. So I think more than likely the UFC will give her an easier opponent, and to kind of build her up a little bit more, and I think Tianara Lisboa would be perfect for that. And yeah, so book it. See, no reason not to. So not really much else to say there. Yeah, not fine. Quick finish. What can I really say? And yeah, a rare Chandler win in the UFC, like I said. So not really much else to say there. Good for Chandler staying in the UFC and getting rid of Cash Wader. And yeah, simple. Not much more to say there. And then after that we get to our 5th fight of the night, going to the flyweight division for the number 15th ranking fight, which got taken from the original holder of it. And we had our 5th fight of the night in the flyweight division for the number 15th ranking. A super impressive performance in the first bonus of the night that was actually given out. Souza still got fucked over. We had our 5th fight of the night at flyweight fur ranking. Edgar Chairez versus Bruno Silva. Yeah, not really too much to say here. This was kind of just an ass beating. Chairez looked like Chairez again after that bad Boonies performance, and he kind of dominated Bruno here. Every time Bruno tried to get in or swing, he got countered, got dropped like 2 times, and eventually he got dropped for like a 3rd time. Chairez jumped on him, eventually locked up the rear naked choke, and got the win. So pretty much a flawless performance by Chairez. Looked really damn good here. Looked like Edgar Chairez again, and got a nice win. So not much I can really say there. Pretty one-sided, dominant, impressive performance, and good shit by Chairez. So what more can you really say there? To talk about the fighters here, beginning with the winner here, Edgar Chairez, the new number 15th flyweight in the world. Congratulations to him. Worked the top 15 with a 4-2 record in the UFC, 3 in a row now, and easily getting his best one of his UFC career so far. Looked really good here. Again, what can you expect from a guy who tested Joshua Van and Tatsuro Taira as well as he did? And yeah, good on Chairez, man. Earning the ranking, looked really fucking good. Used his height and reach advantage over Bruno perfectly, and looked great. So this is the Edgar Chairez we want to see, not whatever the fuck that Felipe Boonies fight was. And getting well into the top 15, deserved. Looked good, did good, and yeah, what more can I really say there? So on to the top 15, Chairez. Entertaining, good fighter who see how he can do against the big dogs of the division. And as for the loser here on the other side, a guy I actually feel bad for since he really shouldn't have been in this fight to begin with. The loser here, Bruno Silva. Now falling to 5-6-1 in the UFC, even though he should be 6-5 in the UFC because he beat Charles Johnson. Again, he got completely fucked over here, to be honest, because if he didn't get robbed against Johnson, they would have really had no reason to give him a fight against Chairez. But look where we are, so he's in a bounce back, so he's much better than most of the unranked flyweights, and I think he's gonna bounce back just fine. If you take some time off, don't get right back in there, come back in like December or whatever, and I think Bruno will be back in the win column, so not really much more I can say there. Again, I feel bad for him, but what can you do? And yep, I'm going to be back in the win column in this next one more than likely, so there you go. And with that being said, the only thing left to be said here, and the first time we get to open the top 15 rankings, I say, who should I fight next? For the winner here, Edgar Chairez, I'm going to give him the same idea I gave him after the Boonies fight, but after this fight it works even better. If he ain't going to move up to bantamweight, I'm down to see him fight, well, if Tagir ain't going to move up to bantamweight, let's see Tagir and Edgar Chairez. I see no reason not to do that fight. Tagir coming off a loss and not being a fucking flyweight. Edgar needs a big fight. Be a good one. I might pick Chairez there, to be honest. I think Tagir has shit cardio and Chairez might be able to just outpace him, but I would be really intrigued and I'd really like to see the fight, so It's either that or Tim Elliott pretty much for Shirez, and I don't know if they're going to give him a Tim Elliott fight, so I think Tagir makes sense. They're right next to each other in the rankings pretty much, and book it. So, well, fuck, he took so little damage here, and if Tagir's going to be ready to be on the fucking Abu Dhabi card, Tagir and Shirez, book it. Not really much more to be said there. Again, for Bruno Silva, take some time off, and I think he'll come back, be an unranked guy, and look good again. Just got unlucky here against a much bigger guy who just could counter him with ease. And again, I feel for Bruno a bit here, so I think he'll bounce back just fine though. And yeah, that'll be good at least. And yeah, again for Shirez, great win, going to the top 15. And who should he fight in top 15? A guy probably more his size than another guy who's probably a bantamweight like Shirez, Tagir Ulanbekov. See, again, I said that fight before, I'll say it again. Book it, see no reason not to. And yeah, what more can I really say here? So when Shirez is on, he's really fucking good. And see what he could do against Tagir Ulanbekov, so not really much more to say there. And yeah, on to the top 15, Pro Cat Chicale. And then after that, we get to our co-main event of the prelims, a fight that was pretty good actually, much closer than probably anyone expected it to be, but it was still a decent fight. At around our co-main event, the prelims, the lock of the night got the win, but definitely was more of a fight than expected. We had our co-main in the prelims at bantamweight, Marcus McGee versus John Giannis. Yeah, all respect to John Giannis here. Yeah, he got 30-27, but he put up a hell of a fight. None of these rounds were really like one-sided beatings, and he didn't get finished. He never got dropped. He put up a fight here. Good on Giannis, man. The judge even gave him a round, which is wrong, but you know, not the worst I've seen. And good on Giannis, man. Getting in there, looking really decent. And I think Marcus McGee said it best. I think Giannis will bounce back and go on a winning streak. So, dude's not terrible, and I'll talk about him in a second, but yeah, he put up a fight here, but McGee was just better. Over the 15 minutes, got the decision win, and good on him, man. What more can I really say here? So, pretty self-explanatory. Not really much I can add. It was a good fight, but one guy was just a bit better, but the other guy was not a pushover. And yeah, that's about that. So, to talk about the fighters here, and I actually want to begin with the loser here, because he looked so decent. John Giannis. Yeah, 10-5, 1-2 in the UFC, but yeah, this dude's much better than his record shows. Again, like I said, I think Marcus said it really good in the cage. Giannis will probably go on a winning streak after this. The dude's not bad, and I can see a lot of unranked guys he probably beats, so I think more than likely he'll get in there and take a name or two into the win column. And shows that he's not a pushover, because again, he did really fucking good here, so good on him, man. And yeah, peel up. Hopefully for Giannis, probably maybe August wouldn't be a bad time, and more than likely I'll be picking him, because dude's pretty solid. So good showing from him here, but just was not gonna be good enough to beat McGee here. But he's not a pushover, that's for damn sure. But the winner in this fight was still the predictable winner, that being Marcus McGee. My lock of the night, getting me to 15-3 overall, moving to 5-1 in the UFC, back on track. And yeah, what can I say? Still a top 15 level guy. We'll see who he gets in there with next, if they are doing UFC Arizona like he talked about. Well, he's definitely gonna be on it. If not, we'll see who he's fighting sooner than later. We'll probably get in there one more time this year, because I won't be shocked to see McGee maybe in like September, October. And yeah, we'll see what he can do in the future. So got back on track here. That's all this fight really was meant to be. And see where he goes from here. So pretty simple. Only thing left to say now is, who should I fight next? For Marcus McGee, I think in a fight, I would not mind seeing him get back in the top 15 talks, but I think a fight that probably makes more sense would be a fight versus the recently top 15 Montel Jackson. I think it makes sense. I think it'd be an interesting fight. I'm picking Marcus McGee 10 out of 10 times in that fight, and it'd be a nice feather in his cap to really make a statement back to being in the top 15. And yeah, because I don't know who you would fight and who's ranked in top 15 right now. Ione, no. Figueiredo, doubt it. Rowe, no. Talbot, no. So they're gonna kind of not give him any of those fights, but I think Montel would be a very good fight. Still a big fight, and a win there would definitely get Marcus McGee back in top 15 talks. So let's book it. So Marcus McGee, Montel Jackson. The height difference is gonna be a bit crazy, but I'm still picking McGee there, and I think that fight makes sense. So book it. What more can you really say there? With that being said, not really much more to be said there. Again, for John Giannis, heal up, and I think this dude's gonna get a win or two in his next fight. And he did really good. No shame on Giannis here. He shouldn't feel any shame. He did good against the guy. He did his best. Looked pretty decent trying, and yeah, he'll bounce back. So, but for Marcus McGee here, the winner who did get the win. He did bounce back here, getting the win, and again, who should he fight next? I think Montel Jackson makes most sense. Again, I don't know if they're going to give Marcus a top 15 shot. I kind of doubt it, but one more win against Montel Jackson, yeah, I think he'll get a top 15 shot at that point, so we'll see though. Maybe they do give him a top 15 shot against like Rosas or fucking Figueiredo, but I just highly doubt it, so let's see him fight Montel, get a win there, and go from there. So what else can I really say there? And yeah, pretty simple. So good bounce back for McGee. Giannis is gonna probably win his next fight, 'cause he's not that bad, and fun fight. Much more competitive than I thought. Still got to be right in lock of the night, and good fight. What more can I really say there? And then that all leads to the featured prelim fight. So predictable, it's fucking silly. As we ended the prelims, that flyweight was a predictable knockout. That flyweight's rare to say, but that's what it was. And then our featured prelim in the flyweight division, that went exactly as everyone knew it would. And we had the only guy who won out of the short nose replacements, Tafa, Luna, and Giannis did not win. But the only winner was Alessandro Costa versus Matt Schnell. Yeah, no fucking shocker here. Costa knocked him out, eventually found a big right hand, dropped him 20 unanswered punches later, stops the fight. There you go, simple. Do I need to explain much here? Didn't think so. Yeah, this fight I'm gonna go through quickly because there's nothing to fucking say that's shocking or new developments. For Costa, now I believe for the first time over 500 in the UFC, which is good, he deserves it. On 2-fight knockout streak, all his wins are by finish no less, or by knockout no less, and good on him, he's really good. We know how good Alan Correa is now, so that loss is aging good. And, yeah, he's a very good top 20 flyweight. Simple. As for the loser here, like always, adding another highlight to his knocked out reel, Matt Schnell knocked out for the 6th time in the UFC. Shocker. Can't you just fucking cut him already, please? Jesus fucking Christ. The dude sucks. He's not won a fight. He beat Jimmy Flick a year ago. No one fucking remembers that. He's been finished every other time. Can we please get rid of him already? Fucking Christ. Like, he sucks. So what do you want me to say? So, do I think he'll actually get cut? Probably fucking not, because UFC loves him for some fucking reason. But they're just gonna get this guy more brain damage, so whatever. CT is fucking fun, and I don't mind watching Matt Schnell get knocked out another time or two, I guess. So whatever, he fucking sucks. That's what we do now. And with that being said, the only thing left to be said here is, who should I fight next? For Nono Costa. My same idea I had after Stuart Nickel fight fits here just as perfectly. I'd be fine to see him fight Joseph Morales. And mainly just because No versus Bopo is funny, but well, I think that fight would make sense. Or you could have a fight in M. Jargo, Termin Dembero, but I don't know if they're going to do that. I think Termin Dembero probably fight someone much easier than that, because I think they kind of want to build him up a bit, so we'll see. We'll see. And I think Costa versus Morales or Termin Dembero would make plenty of sense, so book it. Simple. And with that being said, not very much else to be said there. Again, cut Matt Schnell already. You're about 5 goddamn years late, because dude sucked 5 years ago and he sucks now, so just letting this man get more CT than he fucking needs, so good riddance. And for Alessandro Costa, just good. Let him fight Joseph Morales or Norm Jargo, and yeah, simple. Could not have been a less surprising fight if it tried. Schnell sucks and got another knockout on his reel. So simple, basic, predictable. Next. And bang, there you go. Those were the prelims. To be honest, I might call them close to perfect, if not perfect. Mainly finishes. The 2 decisions were not bad fights, and I can really not think of one issue I had with these prelims. So again, mainly finishes, and the 2 decisions were not terrible. What am I meant to complain about? So, ended with a knockout, began with a knockout, the middle was submission and decisions. I enjoyed it, no bad fights. Simple. What more can I really say there? With that being said, that leaves us with 5 more fights to go over, and that would be the main card. Let's not waste any more time, and let's get into that. Beginning with the main card opener, which was pretty much just the light heavyweight version of the Alessandro Costa fight. We had in our main card opener of UFC Vegas 118 in the light heavyweight division. Predictability at its fucking finest. A man who might be easier to finish than Matt Schnell somehow. We have Iwo Boranevsky versus Junior Tafa. Real fucking surprising, I know. Junior Tafa got leg kicked, went down, TKO'd. Simple. Shocker. What am I really meant to say here? I'm just gonna do what the same man just served a Costa fight. All you need is a quick rundown, and that's that. For Iwo, he beat another tomato can, looked flawless doing it, and hopefully he finally gets a legitimate opponent in his next fight. Pretty self-explanatory. Somehow Ivo Aslan is still his best win in the UFC, which kind of says a lot. And fuck, this man's racking up money at least, so good on him there. As for the loser here, like always, when he's not fighting complete tomato can, Junior Tafa, falling to 7-6 in his career and 3-6 in the UFC. Yeah, he sucks, and leg kicks kind of are his downfall again. Like, he got hurt by them against Christian, De Lima finished him with them, fucking, this dude has no idea how to check a leg kick, and it's hilarious how many times he's been hurt by them at this point, so he sucks, but he ain't gonna get cut, we already know that. A few more losses maybe, but yeah, until he's 7 and 8, he ain't getting cut. They love him, and yeah, he's staying for whatever fucking reason. He ain't going anywhere, so there you go. And with that being said, the only thing left to be said here is, who should they fight next? For Ewo, you could give him a top 15 shot. A lot of people are making a joke he's probably gonna fight Menafield, which, you know, you might be fucking right. Which is sad that Menafield has kind of just fallen into being the unranked guy, the prospect fighter, but he really should say no to that. So an idea I like more would be Zhang Mingyang. If the UFC is just gonna finally give up on him, why not feed him to Ewo? Plus, you know, it's gonna be a firefight. It would be Zhang's best chance at a win is just having a goddamn firefight, so why not just cut your losses with Zhang? He fucking sucks. And then feed him to Ewo. So, do I think they'll actually do that? No. I truly think Ewo will either be fighting Bellotto or Menafield, someone along those lines next. But we'll see. I think more than likely Bellotto or Menafield is the next option, so. But we'll have to wait and see there. What I do know is Zhang would be my pick, so Ewo, Zhang, that could easily be a co-main on an Apex card, just because you could sell that as this fight's gonna end in the first minute, which it probably will, and it just probably won't end well for the guy they want to win, so that we'll see, and what more can you really say there? And with that being said, not really much more to be said there. Again, they're not cutting Junior Tough. We can say they should, but they're not. So no point even waste of time thinking it. For Ewo, kid's good. Now can he please fight someone who actually fight? Zhang Mingyang would be a step up in competition, which kind of says a lot. So hopefully Ewo does get that step up, and I think Zhang would make sense. So book it. God, light heavyweight has some really interesting prospects right now. Ewo, Yakyayev, Sterling. I see why everyone's running to heavyweight. I don't want to fight those fucking guys either, so see what happens. So, and yeah, what more can I really say there? So Ewo's really good. Now he just has to fight someone who is good or fucking passable as talent again. Zhang Mingyang is a step up from these guys. And, yeah, what more can I really say there? Got a bonus, deserved, and, Polish power. Now, can we see that against someone good, or better? Kinda nice, so. See how good Ewo really is, and hopefully he's back in there pretty quickly. And then after that, sadly, we hit the shitty portion of the card. Gonna skim through these pretty quickly because I don't want to talk about them for numerous reasons. Beginning with Bryce Mitchell versus Santiago Luna. Boring fight, first bad fight of the night. Did end in a submission, a little too late for that to mean anything. Story cut short, Luna sucks, Bryce Mitchell is... The fighter is still boring, the person is still Bryce Mitchell, and we'll see where he goes from here. I'm kind of down to see him fight Peyton Talbot, to be honest. I think that'd be hilarious, but unlikely, and yeah, shitty fight, shitty fighters. Luna's a fraud, and Bryce is Bryce, which means many things when you think about it. And then for the other fight, the worst fight on the card, because at least the Bryce fight in a fucking submission. This ended in a boring decision. We had Tom Nolan versus Faraz Zion. Well, we know one fighter sucked coming into the fight. Now we know both sucked leaving the fight, because God, Faraz Zion's terrible. Shitty fight IQ, and for another French fighter loses because they suck. He should eye poked a bit more. Yeah, I'm not gonna waste your time. Or Zion's trash. Nolan is the worst ranked fighter in the UFC, and this fight sucked. So simple. Then we got back to the real shit on the card, even though this fight was pathetic when it was booked, and, it was okay in execution. Don't fall for this. This is bullshit. It was not a fight of the night level fight at all, but it was an okay fight, as we had in our co-main event of the evening in the middleweight division. Number 4 beating up an unranked guy because no one else will fucking fight him. We had in our co-main Brendan Allen versus Edmund Shabazian. Yeah, not really much to say here. They had a very debatable how high level it was kickboxing match where Edmund was scared to throw, and Allen is not good at throwing punches, so turned into a very slow fight where Allen clearly won all 3 rounds, 30-27 across the board, and one judge is a fucking idiot, but no shocker, and BA gets to win. Was it the most impressive? Well, not really. At least he did strike, but when your striking is that weak, maybe you shouldn't. And it was fine. No idea how this got fight of the night. This might be the worst fight of the night bonus since Usman and Buckley. And yeah, this was bad. So, no, not bad. In terms of a fight of the night, yeah. I think the Chavez fight might have been fucking better shit. The McGee fight definitely was. And the main event was a better fight than this overall, so it was not a great fight. It was slow, not a lot happened, no one got dropped, and it was what it was. It was nothing special, not a fight of the night caliber fight, and what can you really say there? So, pretty simple there. To talk about the winner here, the man who should be fighting for the belt next, but UFC probably will still screw him over for no reason, Brendan Allen. Got the win here, moved to 3 straight, coming off that losing streak, now 15-4 in the UFC, and the dude is really good, just not at striking. Well, actually, it's not even that, his striking is not bad, it's just, holy shit, is he pillow-fisted. Like, no fucking bullshit. I've defended Brendan Allen plenty, so you can't even call me hating on him. His hands are so fucking soft. He cannot hurt anybody. And then his kicks are slower than shit. He might as well be slapping you with a fucking wet noodle. It'd be doing the same amount of damage. So, he's a great grappler. And his striking is not bad, it's just weak. So, which is that better or worse than fucking it being bad, that's for you to determine, but you see why he has no chance against Sean Strickland? He's a good fighter, he should fight for the belt next. He's the best middleweight with Hamzat on, Strickland being number 1, the best not champion middleweight. And give him his shot, he's fucking earned it. And he just fought an unranked guy for no reason, beat him, got a fight of the night. I guess the UFC enjoyed it. And what else can you really say? So, give him his title shot already. Long overdue and deserved. And then for the loser here, who did okay enough, didn't get beat as badly as I thought, but still didn't look good. The loser here, Edmund Shabazian, now falling to 9-6 in UFC and still never beating anyone actually good. Best one still remains Brad Tavares until further notice. And yeah, he's still not good. He's still very low level and just a can crusher. But, UFC loves him. They just signed his brother earlier today, Leon Shabazian, who might even be worse from what I've imagined. And, yeah, he has some Super Dana White privilege. I will not even be shocked if he is fighting someone still pretty high. Like, if he's fighting a fucking who's like lower level in a division? Fucking, I would not be shocked at all if he's fighting like, if Dolizé wasn't moving up, they might do that fight. So, fuck, they might do him and Izzy, to be honest. So, the UFC fucking loves Edmund for no reason. He's not good. Like, the best fighter he could actually beat at this point would probably be Vittori and Gastelum, maybe. So, he just sucks. I don't know what to say. And the UFC loves him. I don't get it, but the Golden Boy is a beyond fitting nickname, because he is definitely one of the UFC's Golden Boys. And goddamn. With that being said, the only thing left to be said here is, who should I fight next? I think I've kind of spoiled this one for a while now, but don't care. Book it, the rematch for the belt. He beat Strickland's teammate, now it's time for him to lose to Strickland again. Strickland and Brendan Allen, run it back. Happened back in 2020, 6 years later. Might even happen in 2027, who knows. Either way, time to run it back. Paul Felder main event in this card, Jesus Christ. And, yeah. Allen has no fucking chance in that fight. But, you know, he's the most deserving, so give him the shot. I don't know if that's a main event of a pay-per-view. Maybe more of a co-main to an Ilya or an Islam. Or a Piera, but, you know, book it, why not? Deserved, most deserving, simple. What more can you really say there? And with that being said, not really much more to be said there. Again, for Edmund, don't be shocked if within probably between like maybe probably around November, I won't be shocked he's fighting a tomato can like Jacob Malkoon or Eric McConaughey. Actually, they might do that fight, Jesus Christ. So don't be shocked at all if that's the fucking outcome of all of this. He'll win, and then UFC will give him fucking Israel Adesanya or some shit. It's like, ugh. So UFC loves him, I don't get it, but yeah, he sucks. So there you go. And then for Brendan Allen, maybe not the flashiest performance in the world, but took a fight he had no reason to take. Won the fight. Was a striking match. Can't call it boring. He didn't grapple him, and he deserves a title shot already. So give him the title shot. He deserves it. He's not gonna win. So if the UFC is worried about that, he ain't beating Sean Strickland. And book it though. Pretty simple there. And again, he beat Strickland's teammate here, kind of laying the seeds in that regard. And yeah, what more can you really say there? So give him his title shot. He's earned it. Well, he earned a fight of the night somehow. You know, it wasn't a fight of the night level fight. And give BA his title shot and some respect, but we know fans will never do that one, so yeah, title shot will work. He'll lose and then everyone will fucking shit on him and forget about him. So simple. And yeah, there you go. Not really much more to say. And the more as I said that, I'm like, you know, people should want Brendan Allen to get a title shot. If they hate him so much, they should want to see him get embarrassed by Strickland, because he's probably gonna get destroyed, if not finished again. So why not do it? So I don't know what else you want me to say. So Edmund's a golden boy, alright, because UFC loves him, and UFC clearly doesn't like Brendan unless they give him his title shot finally. So there you go. And then all 11 roads from this card lead to the main event, the final fight before the White House, as we have finally in the welterweight division the main event, the final fight before we're on the White House lawn in the welterweight division. A can battle, but you know, I enjoyed it. We had to end UFC Vegas 118 on a very satisfying loss for a terrible fighter. We had Gabriel Bonfim versus whatever his name is. Yeah, Bonfim 50-45'd him with ease. Pretty much just the same thing JDM did. Actually, it was pretty much the exact same fight. Yeah, 54. I'm not even gonna show my scorecard because I agree. I don't even know what round you really make a case for Bilal. Round 1, maybe? Like, that's pushing it. He lost every fucking round, realistically. And, yeah, 50-45 Bonfim. Bilal loses again, which is always good to see. And, yeah, what more can I really say there? So, it was pretty much the JDM fight, just worse. So, again, seeing Bilal get punched in the face for 25 minutes, that's A-okay with me, so. Great main event, I loved it. More of a fight of the night than a Brennan Allen fight, that's for sure. So, I'm recording at 5:20 in the morning. Why the fuck are people that loud? Let's talk about the fight. Let's talk about the fighters. Because I really don't got much to say about either side here. For the winner here, Bonfim, 20-1, looks like a great record, but then you realize this dude sucks. And, yeah, what can you really say here? He's a okay striker. We know his grappling's alright. And, what can you really say here? So, I have to say he sucks until further notice, because he has not impressed me at all since that Dalby loss. He's beat no one good. Chaos is not good. Wonder Boy, most people think he lost. Randy Brown's a choker, and Bilal's Bilal, so that's kind of all I need to know there. And, yeah, what I really meant to say here, he is just Brazilian Mike Malott. Actually, he's much better, but so, there you go. And then for the loser here, whatever his name is, Bilal, losing 3 in a row, and should have lost many more. He sucks, good riddance, hope he gets cut. I doubt he will, but, you know, I can dream. And, yeah, fuck him, he sucks, simple. I can just look at this all day. Delicious losses. I can watch Bilal lose all fucking day, so fuck him. There you go. Not even losing to good fighters. You lost to JDM, who sucks. Ian Gary, who throws punches like a cat. And Bonfim, who got pitched out by Nicholas Dowley. Yeah, you suck. Next. And the only thing left to say here is, for a final fight idea of the night, who should they fight next? For the winner here, Bonfim. I think he probably called him out as well. I think the most logical fight here would be the guy we just talked about for being terrible, Jack Della. Makes the most sense. I don't know who else Bonfim would fight. Sean Brady, but I don't think UFC's gonna do that. And, yeah, JDM, Bonfim. I would easily pick Bonfim there because he's better. And, what more am I really meant to say there, though? Could be a perfectly fine co-main in Australia too, like, I don't know, if it's a pay-per-view Volk. If it's not, then Soulkilled probably, because he's more entertaining. And, yeah, so there you go, pretty simple. Unless they feed him to Brady. Well, I might pick Bonfim to beat Brady, I don't know. I don't care, they all suck. Next. If you're not talking about these two guys in this division, or this guy, then yeah, I don't care, so there you go. And with that being said, not really much more to be said there. Don't care what Bilal does next, fuck him. And, yeah, what more can I say here? So, fine win for Bonfim, though. He still sucks and probably should have got the knockout here if he could read basic defense. That Bilal leaves his left side open all day, so, but, you know, he's a bit fucking stupid. And, who should he fight next? JDM makes the most sense, so book it. Why not? I'd pick Bonfim there, not because he's good, just because JDM is not. And, yeah, pretty simple, so what more can I really say there? And, yeah, I'm watching Bilal get punched in the face, 50-45 for 25 minutes. That's a great main event in my book, and that's a great way to head into the White House card. And with that being said, boom, that is the recap. Do you know how I did on picks? I went 8 of 12 for a perfect 500. I'll take it. 4 losses, I'll take it. What can you do there? Pretty good night of picks, I can't complain. The bonuses went to Ewo, Edgar, and Five Night to Allen. I agree with the first two. I don't agree with Brendan Allen. I would have gave out 4 performance bonuses to Ketlin Souza, and if I had to give out a 4th, probably Bonfim. Why not? He looked fine. So I just don't get in what world Brendan Allen, Edmund Shabazian was the fight of the night, but there you go. Next, if you missed the card, what should I say? You should go back and rewatch. I'd probably say most of the card outside of Bryce and Nolan, because those fights sucked. Truly not even like a bias thing, those were just boring fights. Everything else was good, so yeah, go rewatch it. Simple there. Or just, if you just want to rewatch a few things, the best of the best on this card, I would say Sosa, for sure, Shirez, Costa and Ewo, they're quick, and then maybe the main event, co-main if you want, so, but yeah, I would say everything outside of Nolan and Bryce is rewatchable. Second to last and the most important of all, the Cha, a pin, a block. Who's on it this week? I got one name for sure, and that's Priscilla Cachoeira. She's gone. Just everyone else I'm kind of shaky on. Carnelosi, I think could get cut, but I don't know if she will. Matt Schnell, same thing, so really only those two are in discussion. It could be 3 heads, or it could just be Cachoeira for this card. Outside of that, Dubin, no. Levitt, no. Bruno, no. Giannis, no. Tafa, she should be a yes, but realistically, no. Luna, well, after that performance, probably deserves it. Same thing with Ziam. Shabazian, never. And Bilal, I wish, but realistically, I could see upwards of 3 or just Cachoeira, so just depends on how the UFC feels about Schnell and Carnelosi, so but at least Cachoeira's gone for sure, so see ya, bitch. And lastly, most importantly, what would I rate this card? I gave an A- a grade on stream for the after party, but what's the rating, the important one? Again, I think this has a strong case to be the best card of the year so far, just in terms of quality. Maybe not like highlights and great fights, but just quality in general, and finishes, especially for an Apex card, no less. This card kind of reminds me of the Park Taylor card last year, which I thought was fucking phenomenal. I don't think it's as good as that was, but I think this was close. And I'm going to give it the highest rating of the year so far, I believe, unless I'm forgetting one. I'm going to give it a 7.8 out of 10. I think it was very good. I really enjoyed it. I think outside of these 2 fights, I really have little to complain about, if anything. And I liked it. I enjoyed it. So, what can I say? I know seeing this dumb fuck on a poster kind of brings down the card's value, but it was a good card. And maybe a 7.8 is high, especially for probably being the card of the year in my ratings, but it was good. It was really good, and I enjoyed it, so what can I really say there? So there you go. For once I'm fucking positive. Crazy. And that's a good way to head into the White House card, especially if you factor in Macau last week, which was very good as well. 2 very good fight nights leading to the biggest card ever. I think, which might be the card of the year by the end of next week, more than likely. I don't think the UFC can be too upset about that, so I enjoyed it. I thought it was a really good card. A-, 7.8 out of 10, what have you. There you go. I really enjoyed it. For once, I'm actually positive about the Apex. That's really rare. But now, with that out of the way, we are leaving the Apex for next week as we go to the White House lawn, which will be awesome. And funny enough, we go right back to the Apex a week later for Kyoji and Cop, so gonna be an interesting week going to the White House, and we'll be back breaking that down on Friday like always. Even if the card is on Sunday, we're still gonna break it down on Friday and recap it on Monday. So there you go. That will be very, very interesting. And yeah, what more can I really say there? So not really much more I can think to say here. Plus, I am going to have a retrospective out on Tuesday of UFC, 6 through 10. So that'll be fun, because I feel like a retrospective is very much warranted for such a big week. And there you go. It's going to be a fun White House week. Freedom Fights 250. That name still sucks. And I'm excited. This card was good. Next week's card is the White House. See what happens, man. So, that being said, I think the only thing left I can think to say is, as always, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, unless I'm forgetting to say something which I don't believe I am, I believe the only thing left to say here is, as always, RX out. Good vibes only, and always see you at the White House.